Okay, so picture this. What if a song you're listening to, a book you're reading, and even the t-shirt you're wearing, what if they weren't just separate things? What if they were all chapters in the same story? Sounds pretty cool, right? Well, today we're going to dive into a creative brand that's doing exactly that, blending all these different art forms to build one single, really powerful narrative.
So yeah, that really brings us to the big question here, doesn't it? How on earth can music and books and fashion all come together to tell one single story? I mean, it sounds kind of ambitious, maybe even impossible. But you know what? One brand has totally figured out the formula. So let's break down exactly how they pull it off.
All right, so the answer to that question really starts with understanding the brand that's at the heart of this whole experiment. And let me tell you, this isn't just a business. No, it's a creative collective. And their vision, it goes way, way beyond just making money.
And that brand is called CharisBlu. Now, listen closely to the words they use here, because it's important. They call themselves a visionary brand and a collective of socially conscious creatives. See, that tells you right off the bat, their mission isn't just about selling stuff. It's about tapping into the transformative power of art itself.
And this isn't some new thing either. They've been building this vision for a good while. They were founded way back in 2002. So they've had, like 2 decades to really hone this unique approach. That's some serious dedication.
Okay, so what's the why here? What's the big idea behind CharisBlu? Like, what's the mission that can actually unite a song with a t-shirt? Well, it all boils down to their core purpose.
And that purpose, it's captured in these 4 simple but really powerful words. Creative expression with purpose. That's it. That's their North Star. It's the mission statement that makes sure every single thing they create is intentional, that it's meaningful. So this isn't just art for art's sake, It's art with a very clear goal.
All right, so we've got the who, that's CharisBlu, and we've got the why, that's creative expression with purpose. So now let's get into the how. How do they actually bring this big vision to life? Well, they do it through 4 distinct creative pillars.
First up, we've got music. But hold on, they're not just another record label. Nope, their approach is way more personal than that.
So, as an independent music label, they're on a mission to create this really soulful music that, actually reflects real life. Their whole focus is on reviving what they call true artistry. We're talking about songs that are designed to inspire you, to uplift you, not just chase whatever's popular on the charts this week.
Okay, next up is publishing. And you guessed it, just like with their music, the stories they choose to tell are super intentional.
Their publishing arm is all about giving a voice to writers who are out there shaping communities. They're focusing on content that actually matters, things like poetry, relationships, big social issues. The goal here is to put out these thought-provoking stories and really emotional work that, gets people talking.
And their final pillar, this one combines fashion and art. And this is where their message gets really tangible, something you can actually see and touch.
Yeah, this is where they really champion what they call wearable art. It's this bold, super expressive blend of design. Every single piece is inspired by life, and it's all about reflecting the struggles and the beauty of everyday people. So it's not just about what you're wearing, right? It's about wearing a story.
Okay, so we've got music, publishing, and fashion. On the surface, these feel like totally separate worlds. So how do they connect? This, right here, is the absolute core of the CharisBlu idea. How these pillars all merge to become one single voice.
See, they don't see them as separate departments or divisions at all. Instead, CharisBlu looks at all of its creative outputs as one single, cohesive platform. And the whole purpose of that platform? You got it. Powerful storytelling. Each pillar is just a different tool they use to tell the same core story.
Here's a fantastic way to think about it. Imagine CharisBlu is like a choreographer. A choreographer doesn't just throw random dance moves together, right? No, they coordinate every single step to tell a story. Well, it's the same idea here. They use music, books, and fashion as different instruments, and they're all playing in perfect harmony to express one complex, cohesive, socially conscious story.
So, what's the end result of all this? What happens when you successfully bring all these creative worlds together? Well, you get something much, much bigger than just a brand.
By integrating absolutely everything, CharisBlu is actually building a culture around this idea of creative purpose. They're not just selling products. No, they're creating a movement for anyone who believes in the power of art to really make a difference.
It really all boils down to this simple, powerful idea. This is where creativity meets culture.
And where passion meets purpose. It's all about taking that raw artistic energy and actually channeling it toward a meaningful goal. That, right there, is the heart and soul of the CharisBlu identity. So we're back where we started, with that big question. And I think CharisBlu proves that when you unite different art forms with a real shared purpose, they don't just tell a story, they build a movement. And that kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other movements out there are just waiting for the right combination of art, words, and music to bring them to life?